All right, guys. As you all know, I am a huge Mercedes W126 fanatic and owner. And for those of you guys that don't know me, I've been into the 126 cars since they came out, actually in 1981. A really dear uncle of mine bought a brand new 500 SE in 1981, and even though he's passed away, that car still resides in the family, even though it doesn't get driven and it's sitting with several inches of dust on it. But I've really have a have a strong connection to the 70s, 80s, 90s Mercedes cars, and I've always wanted a 126, and knew at some point in my life, if things would work out and work hard enough, that I would be fortunate enough to own one. And of course, I've had my 560 SEC now. Next year will mark actually the ninth year of ownership on my 560. And I've always really had a passion for that particular model and chassis. Anyway, wanted to share with you something that I just put together. On and off, I've actually polished about 20 or more of these air housing, these covers for where the air cleaner sits inside. And I've done, like I said, over 20 in the last 8 or 9 years. And what you see in front of you is a set of items for the M117 V8 for the 126. So this will fit, actually it'll fit the 116 M116 engine as well. So it'll fit a 420, 380, 500, and 560. And this particular air housing is the dual Snorkel that was only available actually on the 560. And a lot of guys with the smaller V8s will put this particular air filter housing on their cars just to get a bit more airflow into the fuel head, which sits right below. And it's a nice little upgrade. And this particular air box is no longer available from Mercedes. It's a discontinued part. And what you see in front of you is something that I put together this summer. And if there's interest, I may go ahead and maybe offer something like this a couple times a year, depending on interest. And what I did here, guys, is I got a 560 air box, and I completely went through the whole thing. I machine sanded the entire air box and then polished it inside and out. So if you look at the underside, it's completely polished and cleaned. Even inside where the air filter sits is 100% polished and clean, and you can see the level of detail that goes into the polishing that I do. You can see the reflection on the luster. And here's an idea of how reflective it is. If you can see that, let me get to a surface so you can appreciate how reflective it is. The good news is this is really easy to maintain once it's on your car, and you can use a Meguiar's or Mother's aluminum wheel polish to keep that luster looking good over the years. You don't have to worry about it. It's easy to maintain. No different than polishing your car after you wash it. And to make this a really attractive, say, kit, if you will, and sort of a tune-up kit, I included a brand new air filter from Bosch. I only buy the best stuff for for these cars. So this is a kit I put together. I had it on sale on the forums. I just sold it to a gentleman in California, and to make it a sort of an all-inclusive package, if you will, I included all the new parts that you would need to install this on your car. So a brand new Bosch air filter, a brand new MAN filter for the smog pump, and then these are the rubber buffers that go right here on the ears to support the air filter housing, and they sit, of course, on the valve covers. And so these always delaminate and break. So I included a brand new pair. And this is a brand new rubber seal from Mercedes that that fits underneath the airbox right here in that round opening. And again, I bought all this stuff from Mercedes. These items. This was bought from Mercedes, and this is like a $20 part. And I also bought brand new spark plug holders. Spark plug wire holder, sorry, from Mercedes. These are almost $10 each by the time you include shipping. And what you see in front of you here are a set of the V8 valve covers. They have been 100% cleaned and dipped and then powder coated. These are in perfect condition. There's not one blemish on them. And I go through these very carefully. And I actually also clean the inside of the valve covers. I hope you can see that. And I remove the baffles. There's a lot of oil and sludge that build up under the baffles over the years, and they're thoroughly cleaned. I don't use any media, so that way there's no chance of any foreign particles getting inside the engine. This is all hand cleaned and steamed, so there's nothing that can get inside the oil and mix with the oil. And you can see it's perfect under here and in good shape. And then I'll show you the other side. It's the same thing. So anyway, that's the underside. This is the top side. And this is a metallic silver, which I think looks fantastic once installed in the car. I include a brand new set of valve cover gaskets as well. And I also, just to sweeten the deal, I have not a brand new set, but a brand new pair of reconditioned thermostat housings. This one here is the one where the sensors sit on, and of course it bolts to the side of the engine there, adjacent to the water pump. This has been Cerakoted, and the finish is really nice on it, you can see. And what I do as well is I clean the necks. Over the years, the necks will get antifreeze that crystallize on them, and the hoses don't grab as well. So I take my time and I clean the necks just to get all that old ethylene glycol off of them, and make sure they're whistle clean so that your hoses